shut down the Templar Assassin, make sure Drow Ranger does well, and then the middle lane, you've won both your lanes. You have an off-lane Bat Rider. Awesome. That's a great setup for being able to blink in, grab somebody, set the Drow Ranger up for a free kill, or possibly start out the team fight well by dragging a hero into the Gyrocopter Blast, Rocket Barrage, as well as Call Down, and then you get those flat cannon hits. It's hitting really hard. I saw it all, man. I saw it all in my mind, and now it's just all falling apart.
Yeah, I don't know. No-Tail apparently played support Gyro just in Bucharest today, so I'm not sure how the games went, but I know they're... Okay, spoilers, attention, spoilers for the new 5 seconds. Yeah. So they're eliminated now, so that's a big deal. But yeah, what I like with a Unicorn being on the support Gyro against the Centaur, Rocket Barrage is like 7... No, wait, what is it? You got 10 seconds, you got 11 damage.
100.
Yeah, it's a bit too much. So if Smile can get like zoned out from the solo Gyrocopter, I think this can work. Because Gyro is just so incredibly strong with like 1 level in the Rocket Barrage.
Yeah.
And he's got a DD rune. Dude, he's set. He's ready to go. Seriously, if you still want a bad rares,
Dude, I will take your rares. I will take your rares. Smel's going to be in some trouble, though. He's way too far forward. Taya throws down, waiting for the stomp. Does hit Unicorn. As long as he doesn't get hit by the arrow here, he should be fine. Arrow goes out. Smile walks away, and will be fine. So despite the fact that he was being way too aggressive without seeing the full-out lanes, is able to get away without giving away that first blood.
Yep, also crit in the mid lane. Pretty smart play so far here. G is still hitting like a truck, man. Crit has to be ridiculously careful, but he's gonna have a heal up very soon, so that's completely fine as well. And top lane is actually looking not too bad either for Ace, so yeah, it's alright. Also, Illidan has to be a bit careful. If he stacks up too much, and we can already see this, like the right clicks are a bit too high so far, so he has to be very careful as well.
Yeah, this, again, another situation where this Disruptor can't really do that much. Because Bat Rider just, like, plays ultra aggressive. And because it's only one support that's dealing with him, Thunderstrike is not going to be enough to force him out. He's just going to get aggressive on you, throw down Sticky Napalm, and possibly start doing that Firefly. And if he gets on top of you, you're done for. There's no stuns. There's no quick, easy way to stop this Bat Rider from burning you down. Look at him. He's already got 8 stacks. 9 stacks on Illidan. Okay. All right. That's what I love about Bat Rider. You just spam out the Q button as much as possible and win lanes.
Yeah, this hero is so good still. I don't know. I mean, he got nerfed like 15 damage or 10 damage. It was ridiculous, and still he's like a tier 1 pick. Are you shitting me? And also with the Drow Aura, it just adds up so nicely. He's got +6 damage, I think. Yeah, that's nice. It's not that high, but it's just a little bit extra you kind of need. It's wonderful.
Yeah, this dual lane seemed to be going really, really well for MYM. That is the one advantage that they have right now. But Smile, he could be going in for the stomp. Lands on crit. They're going to try and pop crit real quickly. Jottam coming in, and there goes your first blood. So good rotation there from Smile, taking advantage of that early rune that he picked up. Ace looks like he's going to go for popping the stack here, but Virtus Pro, they're already on top of it. They're already trying to intercept this stack and possibly pick up some of the last hits that Ace was trying to snag there, but they also can't take too much damage up against that. Illidan, I think he's probably willing to blow a waveform just to make sure he gets maybe 1 or 2 CS from that.
Oh, Ace. Oh no, Glimpse back under the Thunderstrike and a little bit of body blocking coming in as well. That wave hits. Wow, well played. And it's a 2 for 0 so far for VP, and my poor Rare is going to be in so much danger.
Yeah, MYM, that was supposed to be their one big advantage, is that they had really, really good lanes. Despite the fact, like, Gyrocopter support, okay, I'm down with this, that's fine, whatever. But their dual lane mid was going to do well, and the Bat Rider, thanks to the fact that Crystal Maiden was full-time jungling, was going to have a great time at top. So that was supposed to be their big advantage, but they just gave away both of those lanes. They both end up falling, and they're still doing well in CS, but the kill's going the way of Virtus Pro right now, except for Smile. Look at him. He's just like completely shut up, but he does have Tranquil Boots, and once you have Tranquil Boots, it allows you to be so much more aggressive, willing to trade hit for hit against that support, knowing that you could just fall back and regen back up.
Yeah, but as long as those aren't up, I mean, look at this. He just can't find the experience. Perfect play so far from him in the mid lane, just finding a rune. And that's something you have to do nowadays when the offlane is just way easier. You can actually go for the runes because supports are going to be guarding top. And, well, Smile kind of has to guard bottom and just makes stuff happen with an Invis rune. And It's just the new way to play offlane. It's way more active than it used to be. I really enjoy seeing this one. Although, Rise, you mentioned it, 23 for 12, that's actually pretty damn good for the mid lane.
Yeah, absolutely. God, he practically, he's been either forced out of lane or he's actually been in jungle. Thankfully, the Crystal Main had stacked up this camp for him, and he spent some time farming that and just completely abandoned the middle lane for a little while. Now, he does have boots coming in, and with level 3 refraction, that extra instance, that's going to help him out a bit. And maybe he'll spend a little bit more time there, but you could see he's not afraid of just going into the jungle and grabbing some CS there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so far it's still, we're like 5 minutes in, we've got 2 kills on the board. This is nothing like the last game, so both teams are actually playing it a bit more safe. Unicorn still, Rocket Barrage popped, wants to find a bit on Smile, there we go, just a few. And just telling Smile, hey, this is like our lane, you're not getting experience at all. And I'm not sure why the courier is not faring. Oh yeah, of course, well, bottle crying from G is a bit more important. And that's something I really dislike about bottle crying, it just stops any sort of early game items coming out, and I don't know, stupid mechanic in my opinion. But that's another day.
Yeah, basically, for so long, the middle lane has been one of those, like, oh, we can throw kind of like any old hero in there. Naga Siren, Dragonite, those heroes can run middle, despite the fact that they should get, like, completely harassed in a 1v1 matchup. They're still fine just because they're like, oh, well, worst comes to worst, you just bottle crow your way to victory, right? Congrats.
Yeah, you can't really lose mid nowadays. Yep. Like, if there's super rotations coming, obviously you can when you get really killed, but if not, you just bottle crow your heart out, and then it's going to be kind of fine. I mean, you're still going to get CS eventually, but well, so far, smart play, although from Goodness Bro, we're 6 minutes in, and suddenly the Crystal Main is level 4 because she's getting jungle experience and now a bit of mid experience, so that's pretty damn cute. And also, the Battered is now in the jungle, stacking up a few camps here and there, and that's pretty sweet from him. And he's going to have still a very good Blink Dagger, although disrupting a lot in the top lane so far.
God just picked up a Haste Rune and is going to rotate top lane to see if they can catch out somebody behind the tier 1 tower, but Ace is full now. He's going to start making that rotation. They need somebody there to try and collect that experience, but unfortunately for Virtus Pro, there's nobody there right now, so they're not going to catch anything, but they will take the tier 1 tower off of it. So some early gold going the way of VP, and you know, that's really not a bad trade. Like, I really like the way that Virtus Pro are playing these lanes very, very defensively. They're not really getting too greedy. They're willing to, for example, to give up this middle lane in exchange for, like, Crystal Main and TA jungling together. And they're willing to, you know, let Centaur play pretty passive in this off lane as long as they don't feed extra kills to MYM, because they know they're okay as long as they can get into the mid game. That's when Disruptor, that's when Centaur, those heroes are really going to start coming online. This early laning phase is where MYM are probably going to be the strongest.
Whoops, and I tried to mute myself there because there's some people honking at my house actually. That's rather annoying, but it should be good now. And also, Link very smartly just always pulling back the wave and also trying to get his CS up this way. I mean, Smile is trying his harder to just get something done, but so far, really, he's level 4 as opposed to a level 7 Bat Rider now. And that is a great start for MYM, although they kind of had away 2 kills, although one of them wasn't fed by any means because it was an Invis rune, what can you do? But still, like, the game plan so far is kind of working out. The only problem, and you mentioned it in the draft, is going to be the Morphling, who's just farming away a bit too much in my opinion, but maybe this is going to change as soon as the Bat Rider picks up a, you know, Blink Rider, what am I talking about? The Blink Dagger and a Smoke. There you go. English is so hard today.
What do you think about Ryze's build here? I'm curious. He's going like a straight 1-1-1 build and some stats.
Actually,
I personally am not a fan.
You know, yeah. Well, the thing is, after his early, so he didn't die, but there was a freaking Centaur in his face. So I think this was just like, okay, I'm gonna play it safe. I'm gonna pick up all the levels later on, and you really only need 1 level in the Gust, in my opinion, early on. Precision Aura, you could max that. That would have been very handy for the other lanes. But so far, I mean, there's pretty much no fighting. You're just farming bottom lane with the Mirana anyways, and she's got face boot, she's got all the right-click damage in the world she needs. Bat Rider just doesn't care about the right-clicks at all after his initial laning phase. And I don't know, I think it's alright, just a bit more defensive.
I'm okay with not leveling. I'm okay with not leveling Precision Aura right away. The damage increase is not really that big until you start getting your level 2 ultimate. right?
Okay.
Like that's when the extra 6% per level is going to really be paying off. But so I'm okay with it not being leveled early, but I honestly think Frost Arrows is a very, very strong ability. And like considering that, like having an extra 22% slow, or not even 22, I'm completely wrong there. It's actually going to be a 26% slow. Coming out from Drow Ranger having level 3 Frost Arrows, like that's a big difference, and that actually gives you a lot more lane control, but also a lot more damage going into these team fights where you're just able to kite around these heroes. But suppose stats at the same time may be necessary. Virtus Pro, they're going to go for this kill on bottom. Link sent back and right into the static storm. Link actually managed to leap away inside of that silence. What the hell?
Yeah, that's very well timed from Link. You have to nail it down perfectly because the static storm kind of only ticks like each and every second. So when there is a static storm on top of you, you can still have like this fraction of a second where you can actually activate stuff. So that was just very, very lucky. I mean, it's, you know, it's not really a skill or something. You just bother the freaking button. So yeah, well played still. In the end, they get the kill, and that's a big one. So 3-4-0 on the board, and now top lane Crit, well, heals himself, Shadow Grave, and he's good to go. But Illidan, we didn't talk about him too much. He's sitting on the net worth 5.4k. Wow, this guy is farmed, holy smokes.
Yes, he is. Bottom lane, though, they're going to charge in. There goes that Gyrocopter Centaur trying to get away, but he will fall to the tower. Link is able to leap out. And just a simple one-for-one exchange, not really the best for Virtus Pro, but possibly with the numbers that they have here at this bottom lane, they could take the tier 1 tower. I'm not really sure if Link can do much to stop this. Batrider's going to come in. The question is, does he have...
Oh, gee,
he
no.
doesn't have the Blink Dagger, but the arrow lands on God. They can't do anything about it, though, without... Now they're going to try and lasso him back. He's going to start losing those refraction charges, but they're going to get turned around a little bit. Crystal Main tries to pop the ultimate, but he just falls apart, and they actually lose 2 heroes in that exchange. I was expecting the glimpse from NS. I was wondering where that was to send back the Batrider. I was expecting almost a near instant break of the lasso because they had a lot of opportunities to see Ace and see him run forward and know that the lasso was going to be happening, but... he just never glimpsed him.
Yeah, that was a bit unfortunate. I'm not sure, maybe this still had cooldown, but it's a level 4 glimpse, so it doesn't have the longest cooldown in the world. And you mentioned earlier, like a 1-for-1 trade when there's 4 people in your face and the Mirana gets a kill. Now there's your glimpse, static storm as well, and I think Unicorn should be kind of dead here. You know what? He's gonna be... No, scratch it. He's not fine. Still, it was a good trade, and MYM, good rotations. 3-4-5 on the board is looking way better than 0-for-3, so that is kind of a win for MYM. And, well, they're getting up all their items. Link with a Hand of Midas. Not sure if this is really the best idea, to be honest, because Virtus Pro is gonna come in their face very, very soon.
Yeah, honestly, this is a really big win for the fact that MYM, they're spending a lot of time farming middle. This Drow Ranger isn't getting... isn't experiencing any pressure so far, and you've already got 1,600 gold after the Treads, Ring of Aquila, as well as the Hand of Midas was picked up. You've got a ton of farm in this Drow Ranger when they should be pressuring her a little bit more. They're supposed to be winning these team fights kind of outright at this bottom lane when they've got the numbers advantage. When they've got a Drow Ranger just sitting in middle lane, they should be winning these bottom fights and turning it into some more...
Oh,
Smile.
wow.
Yeah. Double damage on Rise, please.
Yeah, that's a bit too much on the damage side. He's hitting for like 300 damage already. And this also reminds me of a strategy used by Power Rangers back in like a month ago or something. They had Venge Aura, the Drow Ranger, and then a few more auras. And they just had like 400 damage on the Drow Ranger like 12 minutes in. And, well, you can just imagine how the game goes. Meanwhile, bottom lane, they're trying to get down the tower. It looks pretty good, actually. Illidan also joining them. And, well, there is double Hand of Midas up on the side of VP, double Hand of Midas up on the side of MYM as well. But here comes Rise. He has to be super careful. But there's no ultimate from Smile. He tried to pop this earlier in the end. Does it really matter? There's an ultimate flying out from the Rana as well.
No!
Oh, sweet turnaround. And now they're going to do this. Oh, it's a big one here. Unicorn's getting silence up. Arrow from downtown hits onto Smile. And they're going to take one down here. The ridiculous DPS of the Drow Ranger coming into play. And, well, that was a win if I ever saw one.
Yep, Crit's still being held in place a little bit, and they're trying to pick him off, even glimpsing him back here, but